Yep. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. So, welcome to episode 2 of the Rebel Crew podcast. This episode, I should say, we're playing World of Tanks on the Xbox 360. And this week we've got a couple people with us. So we'll go ahead and we'll start off with you, Broski, the Shibster. Go ahead and do your introduction.
I'm introduced. You said my name like 3 different ways.
Who are you?
Move on.
All right. Chief.
What?
You're supposed to do your introduction. Apparently I do too many names, so I only did one that time.
Oh, okay. I heard Chief and then nothing. It was silent.
Yeah.
Silent as death.
It's your introduction time.
Oh, I thought I had just done it.
Oh, sweet. Okay. And then we've got Risa.
Hi, I'm Risa James. I'm new, I guess.
Yeah. All right. So let's jump into our topics. What do you guys say? Everybody ready?
Yep.
So our first topic is Risa. You recently purchased an Xbox 360 and a Windows Phone 365. So as someone who is not a big gamer and previously did not have a smartphone.
635.
No.
Nokia 635. Yeah.
635, yeah.
So as you're new to kind of gaming and to Windows Phone, how are you finding the Switch so far? What do you think of both of them? Kind of what are your thoughts thus far?
It's been hard to learn a new interface, but it has cool features. I like a lot of it. I'm really excited to have like the Xbox and my computer and my phone like all be the same.
Fair. Be the same, meaning like you can talk to each other because you got a new laptop not too long ago that has the good old Windows 8 on it
within
as well.
A year.
So, yeah.
And I didn't use it for like the first 3 months because I didn't want to use the Windows the interface.
Yeah.
So I kept using my old one.
It's pretty universally hated. I mean, it just is what it is. But then again, Vista, every
sucks.
other one.
Yeah, learning the interface sucks, but like it has. I just like how convenient it's going to end up being when I have it all synced up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fair. So, do you have any other kind of thoughts or anything on that topic on your switch to Windows Phone and your Xboxing?
I don't know much about phones or gaming, so I don't really know if my opinion matters much. But I haven't really played with the Samsung, so I can't compare it to like the Galaxies.
Fair. And then for games, what games have you done in your Xbox thus far?
Tanks. And that's it. I think I did. That's it. I've just been playing Tanks. I did that word thing on my phone.
So now I kind of want to get a comparison. So, bro, I'm curious to hear about your thoughts on Windows 8 and the Windows Phone, because you had a Windows Phone for a brief period of time and gave it up.
I gave it up. Let's go with that.
You can phrase it however you want. I was trying to be delicate.
So my Windows Phone got stepped on, so that was cool. And spiderwebbed, and it's sitting around here somewhere. And Windows 8 is alright if you have a touch screen, and then it makes sense. Then you have it on a desktop, and you just realize how badly it works when you're not using the touch screen. Can't find shit. Can't do nothing.
Agreed.
It definitely is more touchscreen friendly. I mean, I think I benefited from the fact that I started without a touchscreen. So I kind of got used to it first and then played with it on touchscreen. It's like, oh, makes sense. But yeah, it definitely is a lot easier with a touchscreen. If you don't have one, then it's not.
I don't have a touchscreen, so I haven't been learning on one.
Yeah.
I feel like the more I use it, I do like it more and more, but I still have my reservations.
It grows on you. That's the thing. It is so much faster than 7 to boot and to do most things. And it, for all its knocks, it is really stable. Like, it is really stable.
It does download apps like way super fast.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It has so many good things to it, but I agree completely, man. It's just when I got the Dell tablet, because Risa, I go like the same version,
Uh-huh.
except I put a tablet in there. There's a tablet, so like all of it Windows, and when you have the tablet and you're playing around with the touchscreen or the touchscreen,
Yeah, and
the
then you have
smart
to go
screen
to a
interface, yeah.
yeah.
And then you have to go to the desktop, which doesn't make any sense with fingers whatsoever. It's two operating systems smushed together, and over time they've kind of smushed them more and more. And as they smush them more and more, it gets better. But it's
Mhm.
like, ugh, without a touchscreen, it's just not the same thing.
All right. Well, we should probably move on. I think that was definitely a good topic, and I think it'll be one that I would like to revisit in the future as well, so that after there's a little bit more experience that everyone's had. So, real
And
quick, you guys
Windows
want to
10.
jump? Yeah, Windows
Oh,
10 will
I
be
have
coming
another
soon.
question.
Okay.
Risa, do you feel left out that your first experience didn't involve 12-year-olds screaming at you?
That it didn't involve toy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a rite of passage.
That's like
That's
standard
true.
fare.
Yeah, it's a rite of passage, man. I mean,
Oh,
that's
so
the
listen to
first thing.
12-year-olds screaming at you?
Oh my god, you cheated! You're a cheater! Yeah, you're gay. Your mama smokes crack in hell. 12-year-olds.
Yeah, that's really nice that I didn't have to deal with that, I suppose.
Oh, you'll get your chance. Don't you worry.
Oh, you'll get a chance. Oh yeah, you play tanks long enough, you'll get a chance.
It'll happen.
Oh yeah,
Real quick, Coco, guys, go back for Coco.
Oh, we're going for Coco.
Okay.
All right, so let's move on to our first news article. In this first news article, there is a awesome video with it that, of course, will be linked in the description and all that jazz. But it did pose an interesting question, and it is: in a fight between Batman and Darth Vader, who would win?
The Force is strong with this one.
I think we have to clear up one thing. Do they know it's going to happen, or is it like instantaneous?
It's Batman. The video has Batman kind of confronting Darth Vader on Darth Vader's turf on the Death Star.
So the Batman has time beforehand. He knows it's going to happen. All right.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Batman! No, there's no, not even with those caveats, dude. Batman all the way. And here's the reason: I know that Darth is carrying a lightning sword, but dude, when is Batman even going to get close enough for that slow lumbering Leviathan to turn around fast enough to use the sword properly?
But,
and I mean, no.
But-
Wait. It gets better than that. The Death Star is the perfect environment for Batman. It has a bunch of way open spaces that he can use his grappling hook on, just fly basically around the entire thing without touching any ground anywhere. It's got to be, by the laws of physics, in the middle of it, near weightless. So, dude, I mean, we're talking weightless Batman. Dude, no challenge. No fucking challenge.
Just to play the other side, Darth Vader's got the Force. He's going to have that extra reaction time to make up for his slower speed.
he also can blow up his brain with his thoughts. If he can locate him. If he can locate him, which I will say is tough.
Yeah. No, not blow up his brains, but choke. Force choke. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go with force choke.
It is a great video. It was an article on Kotaku back this last Tuesday. I don't know what date, but anyways, it'll be in the description. The video is frickin' fantastic. For everyone here, I'll send it to you guys in the TeamSpeak chat after we're done recording so you can check it out.
All right, but there's no challenge. It would be Batman. I'm not a Batman aficionado or anything. It's not like my avatar for all of Rebel Crew paraphernalia is not Batman, but it's Batman. I mean, I don't even have to explain because Batman.
It's fair, and
it's got to be if he has time to prepare.
Because
Batman. If he has time to prepare, yeah. If it was an instantaneous thing, neither of them had any forethought or planning, it would be a lot more even playing field.
Sir, because Batman. Moving on.
Fair. So I don't think that we can talk about Darth Vader without talking about the trailer that came out this weekend. We have to chat about it, and that is the new Star Wars trailer.
Dude, it sucked. And, it sucked because it didn't give any information whatsoever. Like, oh, shockingly, the dark side comes back because there must always be balance in the Force. I
will admit, it is kind of a bullshit teaser trailer in that respect, but I do have to say it did get me excited. It really did.
Well, it got
Seeing
me
the
excited
X-wings
because at least they're
flying.
coming through. But if there's a shit ton of that fucking lens flare again, dude, I'm calling quits on the entire endeavor.
So, and
After
the
Jar Jar
article,
Binks, you serious?
yeah, the article that I'm actually going to be linking in the description is the Lucas version of the Force Awakens trailer. Is a bit more dense, and someone went and CGI'd in like a bunch of extra stuff in the background of the trailer, like George Lucasified it. It is really freaking funny. So that's just kind of comedic. There's a lot of parodies coming out already, which I find hysterical, and it's gonna be interesting because as far as for me, I was not alive during when the good Star Wars came out originally, so to have what could potentially be a good set of Star Wars film come out in my lifetime is kind of exciting.
Yeah, but if he uses lens flare, dude, I'm splitting. Dude, I'm dead serious. No lens flare.
Fair.
I cannot accept lens
2014,
flare.
the end of lens flare.
Dude, it lens flare. Dude, that in the Star Trek series, it's just way too much. It's way too much. Like, just it's overboard too much. It's beyond too much.
Hey, is
It's
it too much?
So much.
I think they could use some more lens flare. Something tells me.
Yeah,
nah.
I don't think that they have enough.
It's kind of like more cowbell.
Fair. Well, the good news is we have an entire freaking year to chat about Star Wars because it doesn't come out until December of 2015. So let's make just a quick switch, and this is more of just a footnote of excitement about the third Hobbit movie that's coming out here in the next couple of days or the next week or so, which is going to be just great.
Yeah, Hobbit.
Yeah, I'm gonna go watch it when it's open. I'm gonna try to do IMAX if I can.
Fair.
Yeah,
I
it's
watched
gotta
the
be
first one
watched.
and I thought it was awful.
Explain. I'm
I don't know.
not
It was
disagreeing
awful.
with you necessarily.
I can't really
Unless
explain because it was just like a blur, and I was just the whole time.
it wasn't
I
a
just wanted to
coherent
leave.
story, perchance.
I don't. Yeah, perchance.
Okay.
It was
Here's
really
the-
long and really pointless.
Yeah, and here's the reason why. It wasn't pointless necessarily, but it's more along the lines if they mushed two stories together that should never have been mushed together. The Hobbit is very like fantastical as a book. It's like it's much more fantastical than the Lord of the Rings, which is much more written in a much more pragmatic way. Here's a description. Here's what they ate. Blah blah blah. The Hobbit is much more like dragons and trolls and riddles and wizards and shit like that. It's a fantasy, straight up fantasy. Much more so than the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, but they tried to make it like the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, but here's why: because they smushed together the Silmarillion. The Silmarillion is a completely separate book, and it's written almost like the Tolkien Bible. Like, it's straight up just like, here's the story of Ahab, except it's not Ahab. It's like, Arendelle and, this guy over here and Hurin and Turin, and like all these other guys that sets up all the backstory, like about the trees and the Numenorians, and it sets up everything. But it's written like the Bible, extremely technical. It was basically just grafted from notes that Tolkien wrote before he died, and tried to be put together by his sons into a coherent book. So it reads just like that. It's a bunch of tomes from a bunch of different writers that are all smushed together to give the backstory. And they put a lot of that, like the war between the dwarves and the trolls, that was out of the appendix from not the Fellowship, the Return of the King, but it was also in the Silmarillion. And it goes into the war between the orcs and the dwarves. It was big time. Like lots of things
I didn't care
died.
for it.
So I mean that was just a blatant mush, and there's a lot of other mushing in there that really they tried to go and put, and from that perspective as well, they tried to put Lord of the Rings shit in there.
Yeah, I like Lord of the Rings. I did, but I did not like.
Yeah, but it didn't fit the style of what The Hobbit should have been in the first place.
It's not good.
The second movie was way better.
That I actually kind of liked it because they matched the tone of Lord of the Rings Because if they would have came out with a movie that was as phantasmal as The Hobbit was supposed to be and didn't incorporate all those other things, trying to watch The Hobbit and then Lord of the Rings back to back would have felt so disjointed. This way, it wasn't as true to the book as far as theme, but I think that the movie as an entire set will play better together. And for that, I do
That's
like
fair.
They shouldn't be a set. The Hobbit was a very, very different writing.
See, and this
they shouldn't be a set.
Hey,
and I
Kyle,
think
what do you
I think the way it is, you have to say that this is an theatrical interpretation of the Tolkien stories at this point.
Yeah, I don't think that they had the writing and the style of the writing in mind when they were making it. I feel like when they went into making it, they're bringing back aspects because the Lord of the Rings, we all know they were pretty successful. So they're bringing in like some of the other stuff. Say, hey, you remember these movies? Yeah, those were good. You should go watch this movie now.
They're making money off of the Lord of the Rings by attaching it to it.
Huh? There you go.
It's either way, I'm excited for the movie and I'm going to go watch it and I'll buy it. I mean, it could suck donkey balls and I'm still going to get it. I mean,
No,
that's
I'm
just
gonna
the
watch
truth
it.
of
I
it.
mean, I enjoy them just because I know the backstory, but like I said, it's not, not everybody's going to like it necessarily.
True that. Well, let's go ahead and let's pop over onto our next topic, which this is definitely going to be a very, very dramatic departure from what we're talking about. Because, of course, if we're going to talk about The Hobbit, the next topic would be Sesame Street. So someone went ahead and put together a video of counting pi out to 10,000 decimal places. The video is 5.5 hours long of him saying each number and going ma
Oh my god!
Somebody had to do it, and I'm glad it's a thing.
This is why the internet exists.
Oh,
Because
God,
people
that's
are
horrible.
bored out of.
Oh my
Oh
god!
my gosh.
What a waste of time! It's
Mhm.
just oh my god! That's a horrible waste of time.
Oh man, so that's just a funny one, and of course I'll put the video in so you guys can watch it.
Sesame Street now, if it's sold in stores, they have to have a not for kids sticker on it because in the old original Sesame Streets, they had like kids like crawling through construction zones to show like in and under and through. So they
Wow.
can't. Yeah, so legally they have to put a sticker on all of their original Sesame Streets that it's not for kids.
Yeah, but some of the older videos get intense. I don't know if you guys seen that one where Kermit's like verbally abusing Cookie Monster.
No.
I have not. Is that the episode right after Kermit and Big Bird get high?
No, it was actually like a real episode where he was getting after him because he ate too many cookies and he's like verbally abusing him.
I think
It
they
was a
called that
legit
an intervention.
Intervention. Yep. Get him off the cookie, yo.
It's how they disguise abusing each other. We call it an intervention.
Oh man, pick your tank, bro, and then we'll move on to our next topic. I think from that, and that next topic, I think, of course, being that it is the tail end of Thanksgiving weekend, would have to be the Steam sale. Now, myself, I actually did not purchase anything. I was fiscally responsible this year, but I figured, bro, you had to have at least purchased one thing. So I was curious what you purchased and if you played anything yet.
I've only purchased one thing. Since the sale has not ended yet, I'm still technically purchasing things, but I purchased Age of Mythology Extended Edition, and
Nice.
I'm actually getting ready to pull up some sales this evening because they're flipping over the new sales. There's all kinds of good stuff coming out. I'm starting to run into it where a lot of things they're putting on sale are things that I already have. So yeah, they're just selling them cheaper than when I bought them and just making me feel bad for buying them when I did. But
Fair. Excellent. Yeah, and the Steam sale goes to December 2nd, by the way, so there's still a couple more days from when we're recording this, but it'll most likely be over by the time this gets published. So if you missed
Yeah.
it, well, sucks to be you, bud.
Every 2 days and every 20 hours or 24 hours for the sales. So check that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, there's
I don't
definitely
buy
a lot of.
Steam.
I know, and I understand why. I do. Do you want to do a brief explanation as to why?
Equipment. And I don't like the whole. I just don't like Valve. And I know that's internet sacrilege to gamers, but everybody gives like predatory practices to things like Microsoft, EA, um, Activision. They say they're predatory, microtransactions, all that stuff. Look at what Valve does. Yeah, they have good sales, but like they basically are trying to do what everybody else has already done with stuff that you're buying for a PC. They're trying to even, they're moving towards trying to lock you out of that even. Just like here, use Steam instead, making it all one ecosystem for them. If that's not predatory, I don't know what is.
Everybody's trying to make one ecosystem.
That's
Microsoft.
what I'm trying to. Yeah, and they're doing the same exact thing, but yet when they do it, they get praise. When everybody else does it, it's all like, nah, man, that's bad, nah. But they're doing the same shit.
Fair. No, I definitely can understand that. For me, it's a double-edged sword. I can completely understand and I agree with you, but at the same token, I obviously buy into several different ecosystems. I mean, it's tough not to, obviously.
Yeah, no, I understand.
It's a tough
don't
one.
have that kind of money, dude.
Yeah, and I'm definitely
buying stuff,
Yeah, mine's definitely slowed down. Well, let's go ahead and we're going to move into our final section of the podcast, which after re-listening and watching our first one, I've decided our last topic is always going to be a question about personal preference. And last episode, we talked about our top 3 most inspirational or top 3 most influential games. And I think today we're going to talk about the 3 movies you would recommend to someone if you met them.
At least one has to be able to be a series, if not all 3. Some of them are just series.
You could, if you want it, like the Lord of the Rings trilogy would count as one. Fair? Is that fair ground rules?
Yep.
All right. Who wants to go first?
Not me. I gotta
Nope.
think this one
I
out.
can't think of them either.
All right. I'll go first.
How about we do one at a time, go in a circle?
I'll do. Circle. Yeah, I'll do all 3. That way, that gives you guys some time to think about it. I think my first movie would probably be Pulp Fiction. It's a movie that I really enjoy. It's one that was actually tough for me to watch. Like the first, 8 times I tried. It took me a long time to actually sit through it. But once I sat through it and watched it like over a couple times, I really enjoyed it. It's a very kind of interesting movie. The thing I like is I just like how it's not linear. I like how the storyline is not linear, which is very odd. So that's
which is probably why it took you so long to watch it in the first place.
Oh yeah, it was definitely a tough one. It's one that I would recommend definitely watching at some point if you can, just because it's a very interesting experience that is different from normal cinema, and I find it just for that aspect and that kind of experience alone, it's worth checking out. Let's see, I would probably say my second one, and so I'm going to do the trilogy of Lord of the Rings trilogy. I think it's a very good story. It's very accurate to the books as far as it could be for the fact that it had to be a movie.
Tom Bombadil.
I know, but I understand why they cut it. I don't agree with it, but I understand. And if you've watched all the extended footage, they cover it at nauseum at why they didn't put him in there. I understand. I don't agree. I wish he was in there. But that's fine. It's fine. It's over now. It still hurts, but it's over.
The scouring of the Shire.
I know, and I'm hoping maybe they touch on it or foreshadow it in the next Hobbit movie, but we'll see. I don't know. Well, I don't know. It's a touchy subject. I'll give you that.
They should have made it 6 movies.
I don't think they could. I don't think the studios would
There's
have let
6
them. But
books. There's 6
know.
books. Make it 6 movies.
that would have been awesome. Maybe one day. Maybe they'll go back and like George Lucas it and just redo it.
Yeah.
Relaunch it. Let's see. I'm trying to think of my third movie. I kind of almost want to say Dread, to be honest. I may change that after I hear
love
some
that
of your
movie.
guys's, but I think I'm going to say Dread, the new Dread. I really enjoyed it, and although it is violent, I think it's an appropriate violence, and I just think it was very well done cinematically. It's very visual, and it was good.
Blood as an art form.
Yeah. So that's going to be my 3. All right. There it is.
Nope.
Yeah, I got
Bro,
nothing.
you want to take a stab?
I got nothing. I don't know.
Lisa?
I'm gonna have to scroll through my library.
Gattaca.
Gattaca.
Okay.
Interesting.
I would totally recommend. That was the first one that I could think of. I would totally recommend Gattaca to anybody. That's a great movie.
Uma Thurman and Ethan Hawke, I think when they were married.
And Jude Law.
And Jude Law. Good call.
Yeah. That's a good one. It's scientific, it's entertaining, and it's political. I like it.
Fair. It's a good
It
choice.
does touch on some good topics.
Yeah.
Ethan Hawke kind of pissed me off a little bit, but
Well,
there's no way this guy's got a birth defect. Are you kidding me? Lies and
I know, right? Like,
fabrications.
look at him.
Yeah, lies and fabrications.
Like when he's running and then like his heart it can't beat that fast or whatever.
Yeah, lies and
It's
fabrications.
like bullshit.
I that was unbelievable. That was not believable
Yeah.
in that movie. But otherwise, yeah, I like the movie.
Well, it's all for the premise, and it can it gets you thinking.
Yep, good call.
Yeah. Okay, somebody else because I can't think of another one.
I'm stuck. I don't know. Stuck.
I didn't
All
think
right.
this would be that hard, honestly.
There's so many movies, dude.
I don't
There
watch
are.
movies
Yeah.
a lot. Yeah.
I could go through my top 10 and not even blink an eye and still have another 5 on standby.
Well, let's
Yeah.
we'll revisit this topic again in the future. So don't feel bad. It's not like we won't get to talk about them again because I'm sure I'll run out of questions soon. Maybe
I
even
don't like
next
this
episode.
arbitrary 3 number that you've come up with. I'm thinking like 5 or 6 would be more appropriate for some of these discussions because five movies
All
I
right.
think would be a lot easier for all of us.
I would
What
say
do you
you
think,
could go up
Kelly?
to
Do you wanna
5.
do
I would say
5?
3 to 5. I'd say let's do 3 to 5. How's that?
I guess I don't know.
You can't even think of one.
Yeah, I mean, really any, but yeah, I would say let's go up no more than 5. How's that?
All right,
Fair.
I'll hit 5. Okay, Soldier.
Fair.
If you've never heard of it, it's with Kurt Russell and what is her name? Connie. I can't remember her name. She's been in a couple of movies. The Devil's Advocate as well. The woman in that movie. I can't remember her name.
We'll call her Chick
but I-
Face for now.
Chickface McChickster, and there's a couple of
Yeah.
other characters, of course, in it. Oh God, I am just totally leaving their names behind right now. There's a dude that also is in Event Horizon, very good actor. Gary Busey. I mean, Gary Busey.
Yeah. Enough said, right?
Enough said, right? Because Gary Busey. But it touches on a lot of things on what it means to be human, and I really think we are going in that direction where, the soldiers of tomorrow are going to be born and bred to it. I think every profession is eventually going to be born
think
and
that's
bred
already
into
happening.
the profession. Yeah, it's class limitation at the very minimum, but
Oh yeah. Well,
You
have you
know.
heard it? Never mind. I
No,
probably
yeah,
shouldn't go
let's
into that
not
topic.
talk about that one
Yeah.
today.
Okay.
yeah. So I mean, but yeah, we could go into that all day long. But it does really bring up a lot of questions on what it means to be human, and if you can, from birth, breed that out of them. Breed it out of a human to be human. It's a very interesting topic.
Yeah.
Second top movie would be, of course, the original trilogy of Star Wars. I mean, because
Ooh,
Star
good
Wars.
call.
If I really have to discuss it, yeah, this probably is the podcast for you, sirs and ma'ams. But I mean, that's just Star Wars because Star Wars.
It's a good one.
All right, the original trilogy, and again, Abrams, no fucking lens flare. Oh my god. Okay, so number 3, See, I would have actually said Dread as well. I would have put Dread into my top 5. I really like it, but since you already jumped onto that one, I will withdraw that. I will say the newest series of Batman, the newest trilogy of Batman movies. Not the
Fair.
Ben Affleck one, because Ben Affleck is not Batman. You can go to hell.
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman. The second one, The Dark Knight, I think was the best one of them because of Heath
Easily.
Ledger's performance. I mean, it was amazing. Now, Jack, and we've had this discussion, Chris and I, about this one, about who was, the Joker. And
Yeah.
I constantly and will always say that Jack Nicholson was the best Joker. Heath Ledger did a fabulous job in that movie. I mean, oh my God, fabulous! I mean, all the way, dude, just straight up, like, great work.
Yeah.
But he wasn't the
yeah.
Joker, He just wasn't the Joker. So, Jack Nicholson was the Joker, especially when you read the comic books and you go through it. It's kind of like
He did a damn good portrayal
he did
of the
a
Joker.
fine job. Yeah, he did a fine job. And as the Joker from the original comics and whatnot, Jack Nicholson is the Joker. It just is what it is. That insanity, that brilliant insanity.
So, in
that
your
Jack
opinion, who's the
Nicholson did.
Joker?
Jack Nicholson.
Oh, right,
he is the
right.
Joker. When you look at the original comics and you look at Jack Nicholson's performance, that insanity of just that insaneness. Heath Ledger was insane, but on a different level. He was like modern day insane. The Joker was insane on an older level. It's hard to describe, but it's, and of course, Mark Hamill, talking of Star Wars, Mark Hamill's voicing in the Batman animations was also fabulous. I mean, he did that Joker like dead on, like perfect, but Jack Nicholson is a live actor. Sorry, go ahead, Risa.
Oh, I don't remember. Sorry.
I did want to say that the Batman and Batman Returns are both on Netflix right now, so they're definitely worth checking out
in HD. Totally worth it.
Yeah, and also I'll add IMDb links for all the movies we discuss as well in the notes.
Awesome. 4 and 5. See,
what about Batman Forever? Come on.
What?
What about Batman Forever? Come on.
There was no Batman movie named Batman Forever. There was. I do recall some type of adventure for like a B-list movie or something. Yeah.
I thought it was called Nipple Man Returns.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I don't know. Dark Man in a cape. Oh God, yeah, he just totally got me off track. Oh my God. If for those of you who don't know, I have a huge amount of disdain, specifically for that quote unquote movie. All right, just the mere mention of this movie makes me angry in my loins, like very angry, like especially in my loins. It's oh man, my balls hurt just thinking about that.
Let's move on and go to your 4 and 5.
Oh my God, it's so bad. It is so bad.
I can't tell that you have strong opinions at all.
No,
Rebl.
Yeah, that's why I like to explain it in depth, because
really?
If I didn't, it would be probably an issue with people understanding.
They would not understand at all because you're not very clear with your opinions.
Nah, I know. Sometimes I make that leap. Try to placate the people, so to speak. I guess I don't know. I'm just that kind of guy. I'm trying to help. Number 4 would have to actually be Event Horizon. It's gory and it's scary as shit. But any movie that brings back a living ship that makes you, spoiler alert, gouge out your own eyes, all right, and like it, is a movie I want to watch. All right, I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. Somebody else can come at me with some crazy shit, but that's pretty much as crazy as it gets, bro. I mean, yeah, your ship goes to hell, comes back alive, and wants to kill you. Like, wow, that's spoiler alert. That's pretty insane.
Fair.
that Morpheus is the one captaining the ship. It's all like, oh man, Morpheus, when he captains ships, people die. So people are going to die. It's just a matter of how many and what order and who gets to live. Of course, I can't spoil it that bad, but Event Horizon, it's a good one. It's a good one. It's good one.
Fair. And 5.
Galaxy Quest.
Fair.
So funny. If you are a sci-fi fan and you watched it when you were 8 or 9 years old, as so many people I've known watched it the first time, watch it again. It's on Netflix. It's in HD. It's in super HD. It's totally worth a watch. It's a different movie than when you watched it as a kid. Guaranteed. You will lol. Like IRL lol.
Fair. That's a very, very good list, sir. Very good list. All right, bro, are you ready or do you need more time?
I think we're gonna have to come back to this one. I got nothing right now.
All right. Risa, do you have any others before I'll circle around and I got couples that I'll add?
I was gonna say, I can't. King of Kongs. It's a fistful of quarters. It's a documentary.
Oh yeah.
Do you know this documentary?
Yes.
It is funny. When you were talking about funny things, I thought that would be my comedy because it's a documentary and it's awesome.
Fair.
Any others? That's definitely a good one, by the way. And I think on Netflix as well, if I'm not mistaken.
It was at one point. I don't know if it is now.
Yeah, it was at one point.
Excellent. Any others you want to add in?
Nope, you're good. Go ahead.
All right. Well, I think since we're extending, I definitely have 2 that I will add. I think that my number 4 would have to be Shawshank Redemption.
No,
definitely.
Fair.
Definitely, one that'll hit you.
I would put it in my top 10, but not my top 5. Let me put it that way. So I agree with you on that one. It just wouldn't be in my particular top 5.
Fair. And of course, these are in no particular order. I think we can all agree. And I think probably my last one. I'm torn. I have a couple thoughts, but I kinda. I'm not sure. I'm panicking now under the pressure, and I'm not sure which one I want to go with. I kind of want to say Hook, because that one definitely was a very good movie.
Oh yeah.
But
and again, another one. Watching it as an adult from when you were a kid, a very different movie.
Yeah. So you know what? I think I'm gonna go with it. I think I'm gonna go with Hook as my number 5 for this go.
R.I.P. Robin Williams.
Yeah, indeed, indubitably.
One of the funniest men ever.
I have so much respect for that man.
Till the time he took his own life.
That's another topic.
Yeah, that's a topic for another day. All right. Well, I think that is gonna be it. As is gonna be tradition in this podcast as well. There's gonna be an article that I'm gonna link in the description that I would highly encourage everybody to check out. This one, although it's gonna be a little late, it's still a good one. It is how to explain net neutrality to your relatives. But I think it's just a kind of a good one, just to kind of have everyone focus and think about net neutrality, because it's kind of a big deal in the interwebs world, and maybe one day we'll tackle that topic. But that could be a whole episode in and of itself potentially.
That's a really good idea.
If you like the interwebs, you like net neutrality. There you go. Argument done.
So, but yeah, it's definitely a good link. So that's the one that I definitely encourage everyone to check out. I think that's going to wrap it up for this episode of the Rebel Crew Podcast, episode 2. So let's go around the horn. Risa, any final words for all the fantastic listeners?
No, but thanks for including me today.
Yeah,
of course.
Rebel Crew.
And then Broski, Shibby.
Yeah, I'm introduced twice already. Twice.
Yeah.
I guess my parting words are next time I'm going to come up with some movies.
Good call.
Yay!
And Chief, the Reverenster.
Oh,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118
See ya.